Students, my name is Yogendra Kumar, lecturer from Department of Mechanical Engineering, GLE University Mathura. So today I will discuss about some welding process and its applications. First one is that what is welding? So you know that welding is an operation whereby two or more parts are united by means of heat or pressure or both. It is usually used on metals and thermoplastics but can also be used on boards. The parts that are joined are known as parent material. मतलब हम जो पार्ट को जोड़ना चाहते हैं वो पार्ट को हम पेरेंट मटेरियल बोलते हैं, और जो पार्ट हम जो मेटल हम उसमें फिल करते हैं ज्वाइन करने के, दैट मेटल इज नोन एज फिलर मटेरियल और कंज्यूमेबल. द मटेरियल एडेड टू हेल्प फॉर्म द join is called filler or consumable. The form of these materials may see them referred to as parent plate or pipes, filler wire, consumable electrode for arc welding, etc. The consumable are usually chosen to be similar in composition to the parent material. कि यदि हम जो मटेरियल जोड़ना चाहते हैं वो सेम होना चाहिए, कंज्यूमेबल के जैसा होना चाहिए, या कंज्यूमेबल हमारा पेरेंट मटेरियल जैसा होना चाहिए, तो फॉर्मिंग अ होमोजीनियस वेल्डिंग, ताकि हमारा होमोजीनियस जॉइंट बन सके. बट देयर आर ओकेशंस सच एज व्हेन वेल्डिंग ब्रिटल कास्ट आयरन्स वेयर अ फिलर with a very different compositions and therefore properties is used. So these welds are called heterogeneous weldings. Okay, so the complete welded joint may be referred to a weldment. जब हमारा joint complete हो जाता है तो उसे हम बोलते हैं weldment. Okay. Now first one we have to discuss about arc welding. So you know that the diagram of arc welding, in which we are using a welding machine which may be AC or DC, and an electrode holder where we have to hold the electrode, and we have to create the spark with the help of AC or DC machines. The positive terminal of AC machine will be connected to electrode holder and negative terminal to be connected with work table, or we can say workpiece. Okay, so according to diagram you can see that the basic welding circuit diagram. As the name suggested, arc welding uses an electric arc to melt workpiece or materials before joining them together. The electric arc is brought between the two materials using an electrode, mostly non-consumable electrodes. So this electric arc can create temperature upward of 3500 degrees Celsius, which is sufficiently high to melt high strength material like carbon steels and etc. So this method is also uses shielding gases in conjunction with arc welding. In this method we have also used some shielding gases like xenon and argon. So this because of the atmospheric air can interact with the weld pool and cause oxidation. So to prevent the oxidation we have to use some shielding gas. So there are different types of arc welding such as shielding material arc welding, SMAW, flux coat arc welding, FCAW, submerged arc welding, SAW, plasma arc welding, PAW, etc. What are the application of arc welding? Generally this welding is used shipbuilding, automotive industries, construction industries and mechanical industries also. What are the advantage of arc welding? It is suitable for high speed welds. Simple welding apparatus are used in this type of welding. Portability as a result of simple equipment, like that we can move from one place to another place. Can work on AC or DC, that is the flexibility of current, and superior temperature. We can achieve the 7000 degrees Celsius temperature with the help of arc welding. That means the superior in temperature. What are the disadvantages of arc welding? First one is not suitable for welding thin metals. So it means we cannot weld on thin sheets. If the thickness of sheet is below to 3 to 4 mm, then we cannot perform arc welding on it. Required skilled workers. So this type of welding required skilled workers. They have to skilled in their work. Or cannot be used for reactive materials like aluminum and titaniums. So these metals cannot be welded with the help of this arc welding. Here you can see the welding pool diagram of an electrode and material. Here you can see the consumable electrode is used and the electrode is coated with the help of some flask. Okay. So first one we will discuss about MIG, metal inert gas weldings. So that is an example or that is an application of arc welding. So you can see the diagram of our MIG. Here we are using a electrode wire which is continuously moving in a cell and a shielding gas that is argon which will be moved with the help of trigger. So the argon gas is used to shield the surface where we have to weld and to prevent then oxidation. So MIG, metal inert gas welding, is another welding method that uses to electric arc to create welds. However, when compared with the arc welding, MIG required a consumable electrode to join metals. A consumable electrode is a metal that supplies electricity to the weld joint. However, the electrode itself undergoes melting when it is near the weld pool. Hence, it gets consumed during the welding process. In MIG welding, the melting electrode facilitates the joining of the two metals. Hence, MIG is ideal for joining dissimilar metals. Shielding gas is also supplied through the weld gun to ensure that the welding pool does not interact with the atmospheric air and also to prevent the oxidation process. Some of the useful application of MIG welding. First one is it is used most types of sheet metal working, fabrication of pressure vessels and steel structures, automotive industries and home improvement industries. What are the advantages of MIG welding? Create high quality welds, minor welding spalter, can be used to join dissimilar metals, can be fully or semi-automatic, good weld speed. What are the disadvantages of MIG welding? Unsuitable for outside weldings, unsuitable for thick metals and need metal preparations. So here you can see the attachment, all the parts of MIG welding. Here you can see that the cylinder of inert gas and the MIG welding machine in which we are using electrode spool that can we supply the electric wire continuously. Okay. Now third one is TIG, tungsten inert gas welding. So it is another example of inert gas welding is the example of arc welding. In this type of welding we are using non-consumable electrode. The tungsten gas welding uses a tungsten electrode to create an arc between the metals. TIG welding is a non-consumable electrode welding method. Therefore, the tungsten doesn't get consumed with the process. TIG welding also doesn't use any form of the flask or slag for shielding. So TIG welding can work on both AC and DC power sources. One of the greatest strengths of TIG is that it can be used for welding non-ferrous like aluminum, copper, magnesium, copper, nickel, titanium, etc. So some of the popular applications of TIG welding includes aerospace, aircraft, automotive, and auto body repairs. Advantage of TIG welding: very clean welds can be performed with the help of TIG. Offer a high degree of control to the welder. Can be used with the or without filler material. Can be done in manual or automatic methods. Create long strong welds. What are the disadvantages of the time consuming? Need skilled welders. Cannot be used for thick materials. Like this, you can see the diagram of TIG welding. So thank you students, thank you everyone.